Okay, so let's dive into this really interesting source we have. It's a YouTube transcript, actually, featuring a magician, Vince Williams.
Hmm. Yeah, a local magician. But it's not just, pulling rabbits out of hats.
No, not at all. It's this mix of his personal philosophy, what creative work is really like day to day, and pretty wild ideas about how your thoughts might actually, well, shape your reality.
Right. So our job really is to unpack that, to pull out those core themes.
Exactly. Things like creativity being inherently risky, what it means to approach life like a fighter, and also the artist's internal world, which can get pretty intense.
And what's cool is how the source kind of weaves the magic itself, the performance, with these deeper reflections on what it all takes.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just the how-to of the magic tricks and gets into the why. What does it feel like to be on that path?
Absolutely. And it hits you pretty quickly with the raw side of creativity. We tend to romanticize it, right?
Mm.
But this transcript sort of pushes back. It suggests creativity isn't just a gift. It might be something you, well, curse yourself with, is the phrase used.
Yeah, that's stark. It calls creativity a higher risk, higher return strategy. And I mean, one line really stands out to me.
Which one?
The bit where it says the overwhelming probability is that you will fail. That really sets a tone, doesn't it, for anyone thinking about a creative life?
And it shows the hustle, too. There's this, very real moment heading to meet Vince, and the instructions just fuckle up, Doug.
Yeah. Casual, but it tells you something, right? About the commitment, the travel, the sort of unglamorous side.
And the reaction to the magic itself in the source.
That tells you the impact, right? This isn't just mild amusement.
Clearly not.
And speaking of impact, the source gets into this idea of artists operating right out on the edge.
The edge. Yeah, the edge between chaos and order. I remember that.
Exactly. That artists are basically taking chaos and turning it into order. That's where they live, apparently.
And they do it primarily by transforming perception. So those reactions, the what the fuck moments,
Yeah.
that's maybe the audience having their perception of reality just fundamentally shaken up right then and there.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The source brings in this concept linking the artist's inner state to, well, to shaping reality.
You mean the idea about thoughts having energy?
Yeah, that thoughts are vibrating in a particular frequency.
Right, and it claims quite specifically that if you hold a thought, that energy for just within 17 seconds, other energy like that will be attracted to it.
So it's not just thoughts inside your head. It's like they're broadcasting something, pulling in similar vibes from the world.
Like attracts like,
Yeah.
essentially. And it breaks down the frequencies, too. Despair, anger, worry, those are lower, denser frequencies. Heavy, slow.
Whereas things like joy, contentment, love, those are higher, faster frequencies.
So connecting that back to the artist on the edge of chaos, the idea seems to be that your internal frequency, your mood, your dominant thoughts, they're not just feelings.
They're actively creating my reality. The source even admits at one point, I'm vibrating angry energy. It shows that direct link.
Yeah, that personal connection, which makes sense with the struggle it talks about, having to fight my way through.
Adopting that fighter coming up mindset.
Right. The internal grit you need for that high-risk path where, let's face it, the source says failure is likely.
It connects to that advice too, doesn't it? Find something that you don't mind doing for the rest of your life and just
chip away at it, even if it feels impossible. It's a long game,
yeah.
an internal fight as much as anything.
But then the source is also really open about the other side of that fight, the internal turmoil.
Oh, yeah. Feeling like an exile or a pilgrim, or even saying things like, I think I'm losing my mind.
Or calling it a mental breakdown. There's a real vulnerability there.
Absolutely. Wrestling with something inside me, I don't know what it is. It kind of grounds all the big ideas in a very human place.
Yeah.
And running through it all is this sense that everything changes with time.
Yeah.
You really can't predict where you're going to be next year. That tension between wanting order but facing uncertainty.
It's that duality again, the outward skill, the magic being fucking lit,
Yeah.
And then the deep internal stuff, the questioning. There's that poignant quote mentioned from a mother figure.
Oh, the time will heal everything line.
Yeah. Like a little bit of hope amidst the intensity.
So, okay, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've touched on creativity as high risk, the artist living between chaos and order, and this Pretty fascinating idea from the source.
That your thoughts vibrating attract like energy and literally create your reality.
Exactly. And we heard about the personal fight, the internal struggle, feeling like an exile, those moments of breakdown. It's a mix, right? Pushing boundaries, but also wrestling with yourself.
So here's maybe something to think about. If the source is right, if your thoughts do create your reality by attracting energy, how does embracing the chaos needed for creativity, or even facing that inner turmoil, how does that fit into shaping your world?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? What really stands out to you from this magician's pretty intense journey? Something to chew on.